on Say It Live ATL, the 3 C's for an effective relationship. Let's enhance our knowledge tonight. Hey, where you think you going? Don't you go no damn where.
Say it live with Prince Michael. Say it live. ATL. Say it live with Prince Michael. Say it live. ATL. Say it live. Say it live. Say it live. Say it live with Prince Michael. Say it live with Prince Michael. Say it live. ATL. Say it live with Prince Michael. Say it live. ATL.
Welcome to Say It Live ATL. I am your host, Prince Michael. Tonight we are going to talk about the 3 C's for an effective relationship. No matter if the relationship dwells within your friends, your sexual relationship, your work relationship, these 3 C's is going to actually hit every one of these relationships that you are occurring in your life. First and foremost, I personally want to thank you for joining me on this evening. But before we get started, I'm missing something. My drink of choice tonight. So tonight, because you know I do not drink, I am drinking Mexican Sprite. So if you haven't done so already, please go and grab your wine. Delicious. All right, so let's jump into this. Tonight we're going to enhance our knowledge on building better and maintaining effective relationships. Those 3 C's I mentioned a moment ago. The first one I want to talk about, to me, which is the most important one, is communication. Do you feel you effectively communicate accurately with people? Communication is a very important factor throughout life. You can't get anywhere without communicating to anyone. And tonight we're going to talk about, let's just talk about communicating better. So you know the first thing you want to do is you want to be confident. When you are having a conversation with someone or you want to be an effective communicator, know what you're going to say, and guess what? Mean what you say as well. Don't sugarcoat anything or anything for that nature. Just go right out there and just tell them, hey, this is exactly what I want to communicate about. And if you do so, they will take you a little bit more seriously when you are effectively communicating with them. The next thing you want to do while you're communicating with people is establish rapport. Establishing rapport is very important because the key to all relationships is what? What is the key to all relationships, no matter what kind of relationship it is? It's trust, right? It's supposed to be trust. If I can't trust you, I can't communicate with you, and you can't communicate with me. So I have to be very relaxed, I have to be very comfortable, but most importantly, I have to be receptive. If you have those 3 things, when you're actually communicating with someone, they will actually, most likely, receive the communication effectively. For example, when a person comes to you, let's say that my best friend gave me a call and said, hey, Prince Michael, I am going through a divorce. And I'm like, okay. And most likely when people are calling you, they are just wanting to talk, mainly. So as you building that trust with a person, when someone calls you initially in the beginning stages of your relationship, or even in the latter parts as you continue to develop and evolve in your current relationship, sometimes people are just wanting you to listen, and that's just part of building rapport and trust with someone. Can I get an amen in here? Because that's exactly what is going on. Also, communication, building rapport, also a great communicator knows how to do what? I don't know if you all are going to guess it or not, but a good communicator knows exactly how to listen. Whenever you're communicating with someone, it's always great for you to just sit back, relax, and just listen. All great communicators out there definitely knows how to listen to anybody. And that's how I became a great communicator, because sometimes you just truly have to listen. And you also got to know your timing, when to chime in, when not to chime in. This also goes back to building rapport. As you're getting to know someone, you can go in, you can look at their body language. You can I'm trying to communicate with them, but they're not being receptive because of their body language. Maybe they're rolling their eyes. They're pantsing around, they can't keep still. Make sure that you look them right in the eye. If they're fidgeting and things like that, sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board to do a better approach. Great communicators also are great chameleons. They know how to hibernate. They know when to go in. They know when to withdraw. Because sometimes when you're communicating and you having a conversation with someone, sometimes it's just meant for you to be quiet and shut the hell up. I'm telling you from experience, if I called one of my friends and I wanted to vent about something that is going on at work, most likely my friend that I'm having a conversation with does not know anything that's going on at work. And most times we do depend on people just to have a listening ear and just allow us to vent. And if a person is wanting to invite you into the conversation, they will invite you in, and then that's when your timing and you are able to adjust your timing, but you also to adjust your listening skills. So what do you all think? Do you think that communication is very effective for any kind of relationship that you may have? Hopefully so. And if you haven't done so already, please chime in those comments, because I want to see exactly what your thoughts are about communication. As they say, communication definitely rules the nation. And also, I definitely want to go back to say, listen more before you speak. Great communicators definitely listen. And if you haven't done so already, the next time that you're having a conversation with someone and you're trying to build that relationship, just listen. If you just listen, you will be showing, not only are you just listening, you're doing other things. You're showing compassion. You're actually being genuine, because they're actually leaning on you to just listen. I know. Yeah, exactly. So, without further ado, we're going to continue on with the 3 C's as we just talked about communication. I'm going to take a promotional break, whereas you are going to listen to Brandy Patrice, Bucking Around the Christmas Tree, and Say It Live. ATL will be right back.
Bucking around the Christmas tree. I better have a diamond chain that you bought for me. Hi. Bucking around the Christmas tree. Make it snow with some cash, please, just for me. Hi. Bucking around the Christmas tree. Cause I'm bucking around the Christmas tree. Yeah. Bucking around the Christmas tree. I better have 10 gifts. I ain't popping for free. Hey. Bucking around the Christmas tree. Even though I've been good, I'm still the baddest bee. Hi. I'm leaving out the milk and cookies when Santa come to town. I say, looky, looky now. What you got for me in that bag? I want something that I never had. Ooh, let it be a diamond ring. You know I only want for me is the finer things, huh? Santa baby, I want a brand new car. Santa baby, you know that I am a star. You want me to be nice for you. I don't know about that. It's about to be a bug down. Bucking around the Christmas tree. I better have a diamond chain that you bought for me. Hi. Bucking around the Christmas tree. Make it snow with some cash, please, just for me. Hi. Bucking around the Christmas tree. Cause I'm bucking around the Christmas tree. Yeah. Bucking around the Christmas tree. I better have 10 gifts. I ain't popping for free. Hey. Santa, you can like it or not. I'm still getting cash just so I can shine. You can't see that I've been good, cause this ain't no ordinary hood. But let's go to the corner store. I need that cash, that check just before you go. Santa, why you wanna play me like that? You owe me a whip and I want it all black. Santa baby, I want a brand new car. Santa baby, you know that I am a star. You want me to be nice for you. I don't know about that. It's about to be a bug down. Bucking around the Christmas tree. I better have a diamond chain that you bought for me. Hi. Bucking around the Christmas tree. Make it snow with some cash, please, just for me. Hi. Bucking around the Christmas tree. Cause I'm bucking around the Christmas tree. Yeah. Bucking around the Christmas tree. I better have 10 gifts. I ain't popping for free. Hey. Santa baby, I want a brand new car. Santa baby, you know that I am a star. You want me to be nice for you. I don't know about that. It's about to be a bug down. Yeah. Who the baddest? I'm the baddest. It's about to be a bug down. Bucking around the Christmas tree. I better have a diamond chain that you bought for me. Hi. Bucking around the Christmas tree. Make it snow with some cash, please, just for me. Hi. Bucking around the Christmas tree. I better have a diamond chain that you bought for me. Hi. Bucking around the Christmas tree. Make it snow with some cash, please, just for me. Hi. I took a little trip to the North Pole. Had to thank Santa cause my closet on swole. Gucci, Louis, and Chanel made me feel good. A Cadillac Escalade to ride through the hood. Hi. I make them stop and stare, cause that Saint Nick riding through the air. Hi. Trust, all you gotta do is believe, and just keep on bucking around the tree. Hi. I'm the baddest, what? She the baddest, huh? I'm the baddest, bee. And I ain't giving them chicks nothing. I ain't giving them chicks nothing.
All right, welcome back to Say It Live ATL. Tonight we're talking about the 3 C's for an effective relationship. Thank you for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we just had a segment where we were talking about communication, which communication is the first C. Can anyone guess what the second C is? The second C is consistency. So what does consistency means to you in a nutshell? To me, it simply means do not board this train if you're not ready to take the ride. And you may say, what do you mean by that? Most people who are not consistent, they always start something that they definitely cannot finish. And it's just not with doing things for you, it's communicating with you, it's showing you particular actions, whether you can trust them or not, you know, whether they respect you or not. All of these things here is considered consistency. And I always like to tell people, Don't board Prince Michael's train if your ass is not ready to go for a ride. Because my ride is a very long ride. And we're not going to take a trip. With me, you're going to take a journey, and hopefully you're not allowing people to just take you on a trip and let you have you for a certain amount of small time. Allow them to take you on a journey. Take your people on a journey so you can identify completely if they're going to be consistent with you. 3 things come to mind when it comes to consistency. The first thing is trust. The second thing is respect. And the third thing is accountability. Let's circle back to trust. If I cannot trust you, I simply cannot deal with you. And trust goes a long way. When a person is not being consistent with you, they are not being honest. Because at first, they're actually starting to be a certain way at first. As you continue to get to know the individual, or as you continue to work at a job, or establish a friendship or relationship, or having a wham bam thank you ma'am, friends with benefits or what have you, you are looking for a foundation, whereas you're able to build that empire based off of that foundation. And trust plays a very important factor to that. So if you cannot be honest with yourself, because in order for you to be honest with me and truthful with me, you have to be honest with yourself first. So if you're not honest with yourself, you definitely are not going to be honest with me. And that's, to me, is the most important thing about consistency is trust. The second thing is respect. Do I respect you? Do I cherish your feelings? Do I just simply care for you and getting to know you, getting to build this relationship, this friendship, this business partner relationship, anything that you can possibly think of? Do I respect you? When I talk to you, when I communicate with you, do I communicate effectively, whereas you can identify that I truly respect you? And circling back, you all, the last thing with the 3 things for consistency is accountability. You know, I love accountability because you got to hold yourself accountable for everything that you do in life. And if you can't hold yourself accountable, there is no need for you and I to truly move forward. Accountability kind of goes back to trust. If you hold yourself accountable, then I start to be able to trust you. I can start telling you things. I can communicate with you effectively. We can actually communicate more often if you hold yourself accountable, not only just for the bad things you are. I'm also talking about anything, nothing bad, but anything, because you are still getting to know each other as you are continuously building a relationship. The last thing is be present. You know, you have to be present. And what I mean by be present is to be here. Just like this drink is here. Just like my producers are here. Just like I have a great family, whereas I know I can depend on them. And it's not about depending on someone when you're establishing a relationship out the gate. I have built trust, respect, and accountability within everyone, and I also have to give it as well. So it definitely can't be a one-sided street. But when I say be present, if I talk to you every day, I need to continue to talk to you every day. I mean, if we fall off a day or two, that's perfectly fine. But I can't talk to you today and say, you know what, I'm going to call you today, and then I'm going to wait 8 weeks later and call you back, and I'm trying to establish a great relationship with you. You're going to look at me like, I'm not talking to his ass no more. I haven't heard from him in 8 weeks. And as you look at this, it's continuously, it is continually done, and it's really done in work relationships. I'm going to touch on that because I definitely have worked, and you know, when you have all those alleged friends or what you call them at your employer, And then as soon as you depart from that employer, you only take, out of 20 people, you take one person with you. And that's because that one person really wanted to establish that relationship. And they always say, oh, well, you're not working with me anymore and things like that. It's because you are a right now. You were not anything later. You were a trip. They took a trip right now and the trip has ended and they left the trip and they want to move forward. So those people who are wanting to take that journey with you definitely want to continue to establish that relationship. You know, consistency, right? Consistency. Another thing is you have to be willing, you guys. You have to be willing to make an investment. We make investments every day, every second on the hour. We are making an investment. And I'm going to touch on the dating piece for this example because let's say if I wanted to go on a date with you and everything like that. Let's say I wanted to go on a date or whatnot. We go on a date. The first date was really good. We go on another date and I'm like, okay, second date was great. And then I wait another 3 weeks, say, you know what, now, I'm going to go on a date. I'm just going to sporadically call you and say, hey, let's go on another date. And you're like, no, you're not making an investment enough because if I'm interested in you, I should make that investment, whereas not only do I express that I'm interested, but I also have to invest to win you over. Say, you know what, Prince Michael is really interested in going on a date with me, getting to know me, and possibly developing a future relationship, whether if it's a more intimate relationship with me or whatnot, because it also goes back to communication. If I say, hey, I'm going to be upfront, Prince Michael, I am looking for a relationship. I'm looking for something long term. I'm not looking for sex right now. I just really want to get to know someone and be upfront. And then if I turn around and I'm not making this investment in you and I'm just sporadically calling you, not respecting your time, not respecting your energy, your space or whatnot, you can't really we won't be able to establish a successful relationship there. And you have to move on. So I definitely want to challenge everyone tonight to make sure that you are investing in all of your relationships. And guess what? It doesn't stop yesterday or when you first met the person. You have to continue to make that investment every day. And it doesn't have to be a financial investment. It don't have to be an emotional investment every day, even though I think emotional investments are definitely imperative to establishing relationships on a daily basis. But you just have to show that you are invested in, just like you show that you're invested in your business partners, your job. You make an investment at your job every day to get that paycheck whenever you get paid. So when you're building relationships, build those relationships like you are on your jobs. Make that investment with people to ensure that you are invested in them and that you are wanting to grow with them. Are you all agreeing with me so far? We talked about communication and we talked about consistency. Moving forward, on our last segment, we're going to talk about the final C. And we're going to take another promotional break. Enjoy Sideways ATL by Prince Michael. We will be right back. This is Sideways ATL by Prince Michael. Follow me to enhance your taste buds. We offer the following cuisines at Sideways ATL. Famous banana pudding, peach cobbler, caramel cake, candy yams, homemade mashed potatoes, greens, barbecue smoked sausages, lasagna, spaghetti, and Prince Alfredo. Follow me to enhance those taste buds as I'm doing free deliveries today.
Hey,
Yes.
are you Prince Michael from Sideways ATL?
Yes, I am. How you doing?
I'm fine.
like some? Okay. So good. All right. You know what? It's on the house.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You just been sideways. Have a great day. To place an order, inbox my social platforms on Facebook or Instagram at Sideways ATL. You've just been sideways.
Jazzy, classy, sexy flash. Jazzy, classy, sexy flash. Addicted to the way I slay. And though I'm bougie, babe, you love my privacy.
All right, welcome back to Say It Live ATL. If you are just joining, we are talking about the 3 C's for an effective relationship. In the last 2 segments, we talked about communication and we talked about consistency. Can you all think what the last C is for an effective relationship? Many are going to argue with me about this, but I think the last C for me to establish an effective relationship would be collaboration. So collaboration goes hand in hand. You have to truly work together in order for you to make this happen. Collaboration means compromising is going to have to be done. You cannot get to know a person if you just want to be a stick in the mud all the time and not be willing to compromise. And what I mean by compromising is the most simplistic thing is saying, hey, we want to go see, I'm not going to think about relationships because I just don't want to talk about intimate relationships. I want to talk about friendships. Let's talk about friendships, for instance. Let's say that my best friend wants to go to the movies and see Grease. And I watch Grease all the time. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go see Grease. And my friend like, I really want to go and see Grease. And I'm like, well, I'm not going. If I really am vested, and now mind you, this is a best friend. So this is not like a typical friend. This is someone who has been superseded. A best friend, somebody I care for, I love, I truly care for them. And I'm going to sit here and tell them because they really want to be in my space and my energy and they truly enjoy me so much that I can't be willing to compromise this simplistic thing going to see Grease. And that's where you have to collaborate and join hands. You have to hold each other's hand in order to complete this cycle of relationships. Compromising is only just part of it. You know, it's going to be plenty of things that you're not going to want to do. It's going to be plenty of places you're not going to want to go and eat. And vice versa, it'll be things that you are presenting that the recipient may not receive as well. And if you all are not collaborating / compromising, it is not going to work. But it's just not with that. You have to hold each other up. You have to be each other's backbone. Support is very important as well. Just a simple call or a text message can say, hey, you have a great day today. You know, I am so thankful that I am in, my cousins and I, we are in a group. Our cousins are all across the United States. And we text each other every day. Just to say good morning takes me a long way. Knowing that I have effective relationships with my cousins. I'm going to tell you, it really makes a difference when someone that you're invested in is actually reaching out to just say those simple words. That's just one example. Another example can simply just be, it's so many, what I don't agree with today, I kind of agree with it, but in a way I kind of don't agree with it, is the different forms of communication. What forms do you think are more effective? Now, I'm a very tenured person, but I'm going to tell you, I definitely have changed over the years. I remember I used to be able to literally sit and talk on the phone for hours at a time. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not getting on the phone. I'm not talking on the phone if it's not even 15 minutes. I don't like holding the phone, so I'm definitely not going to talk. Now, I do have the AirPod thing, but I'm a very more personable person, and I like to see your face. So I'm very happy that technology actually invented video calling. Now, video calling, to me, is a little bit more effective than just sending text messages. Text messages are very construed, and it makes it clashing where you can't collaborate on things because people put so much emotion into text messaging. They have their own mindset when they're reading these text messages. So it just depends. You have to really figure out what truly works for you. Do you think that collaboration is perfect for establishing an effective relationship? You have to work together. If you're married, you have to work together. Everybody always like to say the 50-50 thing. I don't believe in 50-50. I believe that what you can bring to the table is what you can bring to the table. What I can bring to the table is what I can bring to the table. Where that collaboration comes in at is when you are both collaborating together, and not only are you developing me, but I'm developing you, and that's collaboration. That's how you continuously keep that relationship going, is development as well. So as you continue to build your relationships, just know that when you are collaborating about a multitude of things, not just about how we're going to have sex tonight, or how you're going to cook dinner tonight, or how you're going to clean, how much money can we bring in. Those are great things, but I'm going to tell you, the foundation is what keeps that relationship alive. Do you agree? Chime in those comments and let me know. So let's recap. So the first thing that establish great relationships is communication. Remember that you always have to communicate in order to elevate. The second thing is consistency. Please be present. Like these pillows, they are here for my support. You have to make sure you make that investment in order to establish that great relationship. Last but not least is collaboration. You have to work together to make that dream work. Dreams do not come true alone. We all need someone to collaborate with and develop one another in order for us to reach our goal in building that relationship. I personally want to thank you all this evening for joining me on Say It Live ATL. And if you haven't done so already, please follow me on my social media platforms. My YouTube channel is Say It Live ATL. Not only don't you subscribe, but please hit that bell as well. You can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow me on my Facebook as Say It Live ATL. This has really been great, and I hope that it really has touched you this evening and that you move forward building effective relationships. I am Prince Michael, and have a great night.
Say it live with Prince Michael. Say it live. ATL. Say it live with Prince Michael. Say it live.